the exception of James William Guercio, there was never Peter Asher or a David Geffen or Clive Davis. There was nobody guiding their career. So that you had Brian Wilson making the next record, and Capitol would put him out as fast as he could make them.
Yeah.
And with no sense of, well, maybe we're flooding the marketplace or anything like that. Give us another one, give us another one, give us another one. So that to the point where they have to do Beach Boys Party to satisfy Capitol's demand. Capitol has to put out Best of the Beach Boys to satisfy sales quota. So you've got a rudderless ship where Brian's the musical captain and Mike is the touring captain.
Mm.
But in terms of long-term career direction, there's none.
Right.
Ironically, Jack Riley did them a big favor when he came into the picture by telling them, "Okay, guys, you got to write about what's going on now. You got to do longer shows, etc." And in that very brief period between the release of the Surf's Up album and Holland, they were suddenly becoming underground and hip and building a new audience and rebuilding an audience. It wasn't until Endless Summer came out in 74 that all of a sudden the old hits were new hits again. And the battle that Carl and Mike would have on the road as to the balance of how many old ones are we going to do versus how many new ones. And that's, in a sense, they were the first classic rock oldies band, if you will.
The first legacy act, I always call them. Yeah.
Yes, it's a good way to put it. So now we're looking at it's 51 years of them touring where the set probably has the same 20 songs and then some other songs. And that's what audiences want to hear. So you can't fault them for that. However, because of the lack of real career direction in the 60s, they're nowhere to be found for years. So even when they put out a great album like Sunflower, the record company does all it can do, but they're the Beach Boys, and FM DJs are not going to play the Beach Boys. It's not hip. It's not cool. It doesn't matter how good it is. And so they're kind of the victims of their own 60s success that they don't escape until it happens again for them in the 70s, and then they retreat into the shelter of that.